this is going to be your rectus femoris. So can you see we've got massive tendon here, massive tendon here. There's your patella living in that tendon. Okay, so we take that off. Here's some of our other muscles here. So this one, go away. Yeah. So here's our sartorius. So can you see how this starts up in the hip and then comes down, and actually around behind the knee and back up to the front of it. Okay. Sartorius is going to be the longest muscle in the body. So by crossing two joints and crossing really diagonally, we used to call it tailor sitting. You young ones, I think, call it crisscross applesauce. See, I have to keep up with the times. It's just
Tailor sitting?
tailor sitting. Well, you know, a tailor would sit down.
That's true.
Or Indian style, maybe. But I guess it's probably not politically correct anymore to talk about that.
Longest muscle in the body or in the lower extremity?
I'm sorry? Longest one in the body.
Okay.
Right, so let's pull that out. All right, so you see these three muscles right here. Okay, go away, so we pulled rectus femoris out. Okay, rectus femoris is part of the quads. Quad means 4, so there's got to be 3 other muscles in there, right? Okay, so that's what we're seeing here. So we've got, this should be vastus intermedius. This is going to be vastus. It switches over. Okay, vastus medius and vastus lateralis. Okay, so they just line up across the front of the thigh. Okay, I have a friend that calls it vastus medius, vastus lateralis, vastus in betweenus. Okay, but this is vastus intermedius. It's intermediate between these two. Okay, but can you see that they pretty much, that one kind of comes all the way up, but pretty much they mostly originate right on the femur itself. It doesn't cross up into the hip joint. So let's pull those off. I need my screaming fast fios. Okay, so look at this. Here's all your adductors. Can you see how massive that is?
Right.
Why do you think we need that? So this doesn't, so you can stabilize and keep it all together. All right, so here's going to be, there's pectineus. And there's adductor longus. Let's see if I can get rid of these. They're all kind of almost piled in there. There's brevis, adductor magnus. Look at how big adductor magnus is. So you've got this big. Yeah. Okay. Here is. That should be adductor brevis. Okay. So then the rest of these. Let's see. What is this? This is going to be.
When the muscle has a lot of tendon, does that make it a stronger muscle or muscle flexible? Does it impact it at all?
Typically, okay, so now we've taken all of our adductors out. Typically speaking, so here's a good example. I'll move them around. Here's a good example of something that's really mostly tendon, because here's your tensor fascia lata. We were just getting ready to start talking about that. So here's your tensor fascia lata. So it runs, so the muscle part of it runs like from your ASIS to your greater trochanter. So like that's all the muscle. I think your desk is invisible. So the muscle is only like right about here, and then you've got this thick tendon that runs down the lateral side of the thigh. Okay. So when you have a lot of tendon and a little bit of muscle, that's usually for stabilizing, versus a lot of muscle and a little bit of tendon, that's usually more for movement and power.